Clerk Gonzalez,
Present.
Councilman Lees,
Present.
Councilwoman Overby,
Here.
Councilman Bragman,
Here.
Supervisor Van Scoyac.
Present. Please join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of
of the United
America
States
and to the republic
republic
which stands one nation
under
under God,
Visible with liberty and justice for all.
for all.
This morning we have two public hearings. The Heine Grant from Scenic Easement and MZ Amagansett Trust, followed by a public portion where any member of the public may address the board on any topic. There's a call-in number at the bottom of the screen. We ask that if and when you call in, that you please turn off your TV or any other device you might be listening to the meeting on, as it will cause a feedback loop and we won't be able to hear you. Please mute or turn off your TV if you're calling in. And Carol, would you please read the first hearing notice?
Oh, time out. We were going to hear from Hugh King.
He's right there in front of me. I'm so sorry. We have our town crier today here, Mr. Hugh King.
Hi. Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. The town historian has sent me to ask each individual town board member one question. Do you all have a pencil or a pen?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Are we ready? We'll discuss the answers to these questions at the next meeting. And when is the next meeting, by the way? It's not going to be July 4th.
July
Thursday.
2nd.
The village has a meeting that day too, you know.
We'll be
Ours is at
meeting
2.
later at 2 o'clock
Okay, thank you.
the 2nd.
Okay,
Two on two.
we'll talk about these answers then. All right, first question, Councilwoman Gonzalez. Here's your question.
Okay, I'm ready.
Which community had the most men enlist and fight during the Civil War? In other words, which of our communities had the most men serving during the Civil War? Okay,
Got it.
Councilman Lees.
So would that be
Yes.
Hamlets? Which
Yeah,
of the Hamlets?
Hamlets.
Thank you.
Councilman Lees. What famous Civil War general visited Easthampton during the Civil War?
Oh, I think I
Very famous. If you know it, that's great. Here we go. Number 3, Supervisor Van Scoyac. How many 19th century grist mills are still standing on Eastern Long Island?
easy.
Yeah, you can name some of them too. Okay. Who's next? Councilman Bragman. Okay, Councilman Bragman. Who was responsible for the neighborhood house being built?
Good one.
There was one person who was really behind that. Is that it?
Sylvia.
Sylvia.
Oh, I'm sorry, Councilman Overby. Councilwoman Overby, I didn't see you. I'm sorry, that's why. Okay. What ethnic group was the major workforce that built the railroad from Easthampton to Montauk? What
that's a good
ethnic
one.
group was the major workforce that built the railroad from Easthampton to Montauk?
Okay.
Okay, that's it. Next time, we'll talk about the answers on July 2nd.
Thanks, Hugh. It was Councilman Lees could barely stay in his seat. I have a feeling he was jumping up. I have the answer, teacher. I have the answer.
Have a good day,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thanks so much, Hugh. Be well.
Thank you.
Carol, would you read the first hearing notice, please?
First, I will read the COVID disclosure for both hearings. Due to the health and safety concerns related to COVID-19, the town board will not be meeting in person. In accordance with the governor's executive order 202.1, the June 18th, 2020 meeting of the town board will be held via video conferencing, and a transcript will be provided at a later date. The public will have the opportunity to see and hear the meeting live and provide comments. The public can watch the live meeting on local TV channel 22 and live online from the public meetings link on the LTV website. Any interested persons in the public would like to provide comments on a public hearing. Comments can be called in during the meeting to the call number provided herein and on the town's website and displayed on the live feed at the time of the hearing, 351-888-6531. Pursuant to the requirements of the executive order of the governor of the state of New York, a transcript will be prepared of the public hearing and a copy shall be filed with the town clerk and placed upon the town's website The comments will be accepted in writing by the town clerk to be received by email to cbrennan@ehamptony.gov or by mail to the town clerk, 159 Panago Road, Easthampton, New York, 11937, and actually received by close of business on June 25th or 1 week after the posting of the hearing transcript, whichever is later. Please check the meeting agenda posted on the website for any changes to the instructions to access the virtual meeting or for updated information. Please take notice that pursuant to Section 247 of the General Municipal Law of the State of New York and the provisions of the Easthampton Town Code, the Town Board of the Town of Easthampton will hold a public meeting on Thursday, June 18th, 2020 at 11 o'clock or as soon thereafter as this matter may be heard concerning the filing grant of scenic and conservation easement to the Town of Easthampton.
Thank you, Carol. Jason, do we have any callers on the line for this public hearing?
We currently have no callers on the line, but the line has been tested and it is open.
Okay, I'll ask for someone to make a motion.
Motion to close? Second.
So we'll be closing this hearing 2 weeks after the publication of the public transcript of the hearing. And I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried. Carol, would you please read the next hearing notice?
Please take notice that pursuant to Section 247 of the General Municipal Law of the State of New York and the provisions of the Easthampton Town Code, the Town Board of the Town of Easthampton will hold a public hearing on Thursday, June 18th at 11 a.m. or soon after, as this matter may be heard concerning the filing grant of scenic conservation easement to the town. The grantor is MZ Amagansett Trust, Michael Zelensky, Carolyn Mary Robb, and Frederick W. Peters as trustees. Scenic and conservation easement dated April 28th, 75 Dunes Lane, Amagansett, Suffolk County Tax Map 300, 129-219, and the reviewing agency is the ZBA.
Thank you, Carol. Jason, do we have any callers on the line for this public hearing?
There are currently no callers on the line.
I'll
Motion to
entertain a
close.
motion.
Second?
And again, we're going to hold the meeting open until 2 weeks after the publication of the transcript of the hearing. And I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried. We'll move on now to the public portion of the meeting where any member of the public may address the board on any matter. Again, if you're calling in, we ask that you please turn off any device that you might be listening to the meeting on, as it will cause feedback loop and we won't be able to hear you. Jason, do we have any callers?
We currently have no callers on the line.
Okay, let's move on then to resolutions. Kathy, you
Sure.
have a resolution to offer?
I do. Starting with Resolution 2020-617, it's approval of the warrant. Claims total $1,582,949.93. Utility warrant totals $44,212.77. And we have a special warrant that totals $2,242.11.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I pass.
Aye.
Great, Kathy, I'd like to take one resolution out of order.
Sure.
That would be Resolution 2020-642, and that is to amend the CSCA Schedule A to add Building Maintenance Supervisor title at a starting step rate of $29.15 for a 40-hour work week.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Passed and carried. Thank you, Kathy. You can
Sure.
please continue.
Great. So Resolution 2020-618 is a budget modification for Human Services. If you recall, Diane Patrizio, the Director of Human Services, made a presentation at Tuesday's work session. We're doubling the meals that we're serving, and food costs have increased about 175% in our senior nutrition program. So we need to make a budget modification for the third quarter of this year. So we're adding $70,000 to the revenue line, and money's coming from surplus. And we're adding it to a new expenditure line entitled Senior Nutrition Food COVID-19. And then there are three other budget modifications. One is moving $10,000 to nutrition part-time salaries, $10,000 to transportation part-time salaries, and $1,000 to in-home vehicle repair.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carried.
619 is a notice to bidders, EH20-023. It's for food service and kitchenware items. The June 2020 bid is available June 18th and due back July 2nd.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
2020-620 revises the fee for beach parking permits for non-resident family parking permits, which are permitted up to 2 for 2020. And that's going from $75 a permit to $100 per permit.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
621 amends Resolution 2020-18, the Spring Citizens Advisory Committee members for 2020. We've had 2 members resign and 1 new member join. So this just updates the residents in our community that are participating on the Spring CAC.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
2020-622 is to approve additional grant funding for iTry, which is an adolescent girls empowerment program. We gave a grant of $3,000. We're looking to increase that an additional $1,000 because they've come to us and they want to develop a public safety campaign, educating the community about the ways to share the road by placing temporary signs along our roadways. We're seeing during this global health crisis a record number of residents and visitors using our roads, whether they're biking or running or walking. So we're looking to make a budget modification, move $1,000 from youth part-time salaries, and give iTry an additional grant of $1,000.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried. Councilman Lees?
Peter, I saw we have some callers on. I don't know if you want to take those before I start.
Yeah, let's do that. Jason, you have callers on the line?
Yes, we do. We have 3 callers on the line.
Okay, let's go to the callers.
Okay. Hello, caller. You are on the air. One more time. Hello, caller. You are on the air. Okay, going on to the next caller that's on hold. Hello,
Hi,
caller.
this is Cheryl Richer. Hello?
Hi, good morning, Cheryl. How are you?
Oh, hi. Supervisor Van Syok, I got your email. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
I'm getting used to this new technology format. Technology is not my main thing, and I was expecting to go at the end, and I was watching on my laptop, and then it was like callers, and I'm like, oh no, I have to shut off my laptop and call on my phone, and so I didn't. So apologies for missing that little.
Yeah, we appreciate you calling in. I know it's something that we're all trying to adapt to, but it's good to hear from the public.
Well, okay, thank you. So I'll just get to it. I know I forwarded the letter I sent to you to the SLA, just following up. I'm not going to recite everything that's in it. We had 49 households sign on, which is about 100 people. I got a very encouraging email this morning from Tom Bogdan at Montauk United that says he's very interested in the issues that I've been working on, and so he's going to maybe get his organization to also get behind our little Surfside Estates Association. And what I just wanted to raise, primarily the issue with the board, is that Maram seems to be at this point going full steam ahead. I don't know if Carol also printed out the little talking points that I sent. They now have an active temporary license via an email that was forwarded to me from an anonymous friend. The manager there has informed that person that as soon as the snack bar opens, they will be serving wine and beer. Their website now advertises private parties, although temporarily suspended, but, definitely signaling they're going to have some sort of restaurant on site. And so, it seems like this is the same MO that Bridgeton Holdings goes through. They do what they want, and then they say to you, gee, we're doing it, it's already there, it's just for our guests, what's the problem? And so, again, I'm just trying to get ahead of that, and was wondering if you have had any communications with them, and what is, what is the process? What do we do if they start serving wine and alcohol? Can you start them before? Nancy Lynn Thiel, tells me, well, we can't shut them down. We could fine them, and we could only fine them $250. And so it's sort of, fines as a cost of doing business all over again. So looking for some comfort and guidance from you all as what we could do to stop this, since 3 days ago, they're publicly stating they'll be serving wine and alcohol. Wine and beer, rather.
As you well know, they've submitted to the SLA an application to be able to serve alcohol, and in looking through the town records, they're not eligible to have a bar or restaurant. This is a pre-existing business within a residential zone, and they don't have any rights to have those amenities as part of their business plan. And we've made that known on at least 2 occasions to the SLA. We have not heard back yet as to whether or not the SLA has issued the license. We say that they should not be able to, because it's not in conformance with our town zoning laws. We're going to maintain that position. Is there anything else you want to add, Nancy Lynn, on this topic, since we have you on the call?
Thank you. No, we've done everything that the town can do at this point and provided that information to SLA. To clarify what my conversation with the caller in the past, I've talked about the fact that our town code does allow for a violation, which the starting fines are $250 for a violation of our code in operating outside of their certificate of occupancy. I also informed her that if it was a continuing violation, the town also has the option of doing a civil enforcement proceeding, and that we have done so with other establishments, and that is also an option that the town can do. And when we do file our code violations, those get forwarded to SLA, and it has been our experience that SLA has also started an enforcement action based upon any violations that we have submitted. And we participate with SLA's Enforcement Bureau, providing witnesses for hearings and the like, and any and all documentation that they might need in order to do their enforcement proceedings. So the town takes as active a role in SLA's proceedings as is appropriate, and we have provided all the information that we can.
So Cheryl, we are very sympathetic to your concerns and the concerns of the neighborhood there, and we intend to press forward to ensure that that business operates within the guidelines and within the allowable zoning laws.
Oh, great. I thank you. I appreciate that very much. The one thing I will point out, though, because, I just keep learning, more about this every day, the temporary permit is active. It seems that the SLA gives out a temporary permit to anyone who files. So there's 2 issues. One is hopefully preempting the permanent liquor license because they don't qualify for it. So, fingers crossed that works out. But right now they have a temporary license that's good for 3 months. And so they will be, if they start, let's say in 2 weeks from now, if their cafe opens July 4th weekend and they start serving alcohol, they will be in violation of town code, even though they have a temporary liquor license. So that, that was sort of my question. What can we do in the meantime? Should we let you know? Have you spoken to them recently? Because again, they've been telling people just 3 days ago they will be serving wine and beer as soon as the cafe opens.
Well, currently they wouldn't be able to operate anyway because only outdoor dining is allowed, and that's only being allowed through a town application process and only to businesses that qualify. So they would be in contradiction of the governor's executive order as well as the town supervisor's executive order. So I think they would really run amok if they tried to open it this time. And I think there will be serious repercussions, I think, for doing that.
Okay, because again, only 3 days ago, I have the email, which apologies for my technology issues. It may be slightly blurred, but 3 days ago, Teach responded to a potential customer. When our cafe opens, soon, we will be serving our guests wine and beer. In other words, serving them over the counter. We know they don't have, a restaurant with seating at this point, although it seems like they're trying to do that as well. But yes, that was sort of, an aha minute for me when I was forwarded that email, and I'm like, okay, they're going ahead, and they say they're going to be serving alcohol.
Here, if I may, takeout restaurants are allowed to serve takeout alcohol. So if they serve alcohol and it's taken off premises, as they do have a takeout cafe, they may not be in violation of town code in that manner. If they were operating as a restaurant or as a bar under our definitions, then yes, but we do not have a specific statute that says thou shall not serve alcohol unless you have an SLA, and they do have an SLA. So right. We will look at whatever actions they take, but they may not violate our town code as provisions with regards to operating outside their certificate of occupancy.
Okay, great. That's news to me, because I was under the impression that a retail snack bar was not allowed to serve alcohol, period.
There's currently a provision from the governor that allows takeout food with a liquor license to serve that alcohol to go. But again, they wouldn't be able to consume it on premises. They would only be able to consume if they had a restaurant use and were sitting at properly distanced tables, again, in compliance with the application that both the town and in compliance with the governor's orders.
Okay, so it sounds like from a practical standpoint, it would seem unlikely that their guests are going to order a glass of wine and then walk off the property, which is what they would have to do not to be in violation, is what you're saying.
Yes, and we still have an open container law in effect, so they can't just go off onto the street or surrounding neighborhood and drink their beverage. They would have to be on private property. So that's the that's the status of that. But please feel free to reach out to us if and when you see any further developments, and we'll certainly be monitoring as well.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Cheryl. You be well. Thanks for calling in.
You too, everyone. Thank you. You too.
Jason, do we have any other callers on the line at this time?
Yes, we do. Going on to the next caller. Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hi. How you doing? Good morning. My name's Vincent McCormick, and I'm a permanent resident in Easthampton. I have 4 kids. I'm calling about the junior lifeguard program for this summer.
Yes. Yeah, that's a terrific program that we're very proud of and that we support.
I'm calling basically in support of the program in the hope that the town board will approve its go-ahead under Mr. Ryan's safety protocols for this summer. I have 4 kids who have gone through that program, 2 of which are still in the junior program. My first guy is off at college now as a Division I swimmer. And and really benefited, from going through that program each year. And then these kids who go through, like my oldest two, are back as lifeguards for the town. So it kind of comes full circle from being trained. They end up coming back to benefit the community. So I'm calling basically to ask the board to, to go ahead with the program for this summer. And hopefully it just affects so many kids in a positive way in the community. So I'm hopeful that can still take place this summer. My younger two kids can continue on through it.
So conditions continue to improve. The infection rate of the virus is dropping off pretty dramatically. We hope that continues to be the case. There are currently some restrictions still in place, one of which is the 50% reduction of beaches. I believe the governor will probably be relaxing that regulation soon. But we certainly want to get that program up and running as soon as it's safe. But David, do you have anything to add on the junior lifeguard program? I know you've been intimately involved with the beach group. And John Ryan.
We have received protocols from John Ryan Jr. and his staff about how to adequately run the junior lifeguarding program with restrictions put in place on group size, sanitation. I forward those to the board. We have the support of the Beach Advisor Group to move forward with these protocols and other recreation programs and clinics. We're going to be discussing that with also Dr. Bruce Polsky for any comments or concerns that he might have. The recommendations for the junior lifeguarding program would be to institute them after the July 4th weekend, which we think would be approximately when phase 4 would be instituted within the state of New York, which is the most appropriate time. There are going to be changes then, Mr. McCormick, to the size of the groups, the locations, to meet the best guideline practices for the state of New York. But I'm in support of moving it forward. I'm just waiting on some more information we can hear from our consultant.
So again, we would expect that if the virus declines at the rate that it's been going, that we would reach phase 4 as early as July 8th. And, we'll certainly continue to monitor it. It's certainly a wonderful program. And as you said, Mr. McCormick, that, it is also a recruitment for our later lifeguards too. It really brings children into water safety program that makes them much more aware, and in many cases instills in them a desire to become lifeguards and work here in town, which it's a terrific program that the Ryans have run all these years, and we're very proud of it. So we'll try and get that back up and running as soon as possible.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks for calling in. Be well.
All right.
You too.
Jason, do we have any other callers on the line?
Yes, we do. Caller, you're on the air.
Hi.
Caller ending in 8117. You're on the air. I just heard him 2 seconds ago.
Hi, John Ryan.
Oh, hi, John. It's rather apropos that you would be calling in. We were just talking about you.
Okay, but, I know you, but I was expecting my son, John, to do a presentation outlining the program. I don't want to steal his thunder.
Okay.
Okay. So I got to mute myself. So anyway, I just want to remind the board of what the program is. Basically, it deals with the NIPA program. We plan to conform with all the guidelines, and I like your idea. When phase 4 comes in, it looks like we could start something up. But just like our lifeguard training program, we did not violate any. We trained over 70 kids, 36 at the Bay, Saturday about 48, but we did not violate any of the guidelines. We separated, we social distance, we masked it up, and we did Indian rules, and
Oops.
John, I think we have a bad connection.
Yeah. Well, John, I'm not getting through then.
Well, you are now. Try again.
Okay,
There was just, you were breaking up for a moment.
Well, anyway, I just want to say that our lifeguard program has been, the training program has been successful. I did lots for this summer, and we've done it safely. And the NIPA program and the junior program and the cadet program, we plan to start up again, but again, doing it safely. True? I think I'm lost. I'm going to hang up.
So, John, it's great to hear from you. We certainly are aware of the program, support it. It's a terrific program. We know that it's a feeder program for the overall lifeguard, that we have situation we have here in town. So we'll continue to work with your son, John Ryan Jr., to see if we can't get this program back up and running shortly. I think it's probably going to be early part of July. Thanks for taking the time to call in.
Okay. All right.
Jason, do we have any other callers on the line?
Yes, we do. Unmuting the next caller. Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Hello, this is Britton Destrian. I'm a resident of Amagansett, and I'm calling. Hi, how are you? I'm calling to support the junior lifeguard program as well. Sorry, there's a little bit of feedback. And my perspective on junior lifeguarding, which I think is important, all the things that John Ryan said and that Mr. McCormick and David Lee said are very important. But one thing I want to highlight as an EMT for the last almost 2 decades, I guess, in Amagansett, and somebody who goes to a lot of unguarded beaches living in Napeague, what the junior lifeguard program does is it sort of puts a whole bunch of good eyes on unguarded beaches. And, you know, I have a 10-year-old that can spy somebody who's having trouble in the water because of that program. So I think this year, as we spread out over all beaches, it's more important to have more eyes on the water. We make a lot of saves, and just because of COVID, you know, unfortunately, drowning's not on vacation this year, and it's a very, you know, huge concern in our town. So I hope the board will put that program back in play as soon as they're able to by the state.
Yes, I'm sure that the board fully supports that program going back online as soon as we can do so. And I appreciate you taking the time to call us and giving us your perspective. And I agree with you that the more educated young people and the general public is about safety in the ocean and around the water, the better. And having extra eyes certainly is going to help.
Well, thank you. Stay well.
Thanks for calling in, Britton. Be well. Jason, do we have any other callers?
Yep. Unmuting the next caller. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Caller ending in 46.
Hi, this is Denise Severese.
Hi, Denise. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. How are all of you?
Very well. You might want to mute your TV or other device so that we don't get feedback there.
Oh, God. How do we do this, Louie? All right. We're calling in support of the lifeguard program.
Okay.
Did we lose her?
I think I got the message. She's calling in support of the junior lifeguard program resuming as soon as we can get it back up online.
Yeah, she's still on the line. We haven't lost her officially. All right. With the board's permission, may I unmute and go to the next caller?
Sure. Let's go to the next caller. And thanks for calling in, Denise. It's good to hear from you.
Hello, caller. Ending in 3962. You are on the air.
Yes, thank you so much. Good morning, or good morning, actually. My name is Lisa DeMarco. I'm a resident of Montauk, and I've been listening, obviously, to all the other callers. I, too, am calling in support of the lifeguard program. I've been following the progression of this program and the possibility of it commencing closely with Mr. Ryan, who has kept me in the loop. I know many other residents as well share in the sentiments of the previous callers in the importance of this program from a physicality standpoint, safety standpoint, and also, you know, the mental well-being, I think, of all of our children, being able to be outside and participating in such a strong program. So it seems like the board is very in tune with the sentiments of the residents and is doing everything possible to try to allow this program to commence, and I thank you for that. And obviously, as the residents, if there's anything we can do from our end, whatever safety protocols will be in play, we will, of course, ensure that our children are fully aware of that. They're very excited and hopeful that this program will be able to take off this summer. It was a fantastic program. I have 3 children. My daughter did it last year, and I'm hoping all 3 will be doing it this year.
Thanks for calling in, Lisa. We couldn't agree more. We look forward to that program resuming as soon as possible. And it really is such a wonderful program. We'll be very happy to get it back up online.
Great.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, and stay well to everyone.
You too.
Thank you
Thanks
for all of your
calling.
work. Thank you.
We currently
Jason, do we have any other callers?
We currently have no callers on the line who haven't already spoken. Some people are
Okay,
just
Councilman Lease, would you like to continue with resolutions? And we'll take callers as they come in.
I'd like to offer Resolution 2020-623 to appoint seasonal recreational aides in the Recreational Department. We're going to be effective June 19, 2020 at the hourly rate of $14 for Maliki Miller and Charlotte Vogel.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye, pass and carry.
I have Resolution 2020-624 is to appoint seasonal lifeguards June 2020. I would like to actually just amend this. The effective date is going to be June 19th. I'd like to add a 19, 2020 through September 19th, 2020. These are for our Advanced Bay Lifeguard, Julia Erickson, Lizzie Neville, Brandon Rodriguez, Wyatt Schlaffer, and then Bay Lifeguard, Hannah Bedler, and Shane O'Dwyer.
We have a second as amended.
Second as amended.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Pass and carry.
I have 2020-625. This is to appoint seasonal laborer in the Parks Department, Lucas Bieni. The hourly rate, $18.23, paid bi-weekly, effective June 19th, 2020.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye, pass and carry.
I'd like to offer 2020-626. This is to appoint provisional senior environmental analyst and land acquisition Andrew Drake, whereas the Suffolk County Department of Civil Service reviewed the duties and responsibilities of the environmental analysis, position control number 18-01-0040 in the Department of Land Acquisition and Management. Mr. Drake was reachable on that list, and now resolved that Andrew Drake is hereby appointed on a provisional basis to the full-time position of senior environmental analyst in the Department of Land Acquisition at the hourly rate of $33.97. Annual salary is $70,661.70 for the 40-hour work week, retroactive to May 29th, 2020.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye, pass and carry.
Congratulations, Andrew. I have Resolution 2020-627. This is reclassification of the title for Severo Christofich, whereas Suffolk County Department of Civil Service reviewed the duties of Severo Christofich, town maintenance crew leader, and whereas the result of this review determined that the duties of this position number 13-02-0200 are to be reclassified to the title Buildings Maintenance Supervisor. He was also reachable on the Suffolk County Civil Service eligible list, and that he's now hereby appointed to Buildings Maintenance Supervisor in the Buildings and Grounds Department to be paid $32.86, annually $68,342.56, paid bi-weekly for a 40-hour week, retroactive to June 16th, 2020.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Pass and
Aye.
carry. Congratulations, Severo.
2020-628 is a title change for lifeguards. These are for Dana Tobolski, retroactive to May 31st, 2020, and Emily Diner, Advanced Bay Lifeguard, retroactive to June 15th, 2020. No change in budget accounts or hourly salaries.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried.
I have resolution 2020-629, Rita Bonacelli for 4-pound house refund. Rita actually paid for the use of the 4-pound house, but was canceled due to COVID-19. And we are going to refund her the $200 that she put down as her down payment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Passed and carried.
Resolution 2020-630 is to accept proposal RFP EH 2020-103, Town of Easthampton Energy Initiative Support Services, Renewable Energy Long Island. And it's resolved that at the recommendation of the Evaluation Committee, the proposal of Renewable Energy Long Island is hereby accepted. It's hereby accepted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passed and carried.
Aye.
Resolution 2020-631 is approve Electrical Inspector Alliance Electric Inspections Limited. The applicant has provided the required documentation, including the required certificate of insurance, and Allied Electrical Inspections Limited is hereby authorized to perform electrical inspections in the town of Easthampton.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution 2020-632 is to retain public relations consultant. It's the communications professionals to assist the town board in informing our residents, second homeowners, future visitors, local businesses, and the press of their collective work, and in particular, the critical health and safety protocols that will be in place during the current public health crisis in an effective, timely, and concise manner. The proposals submitted have been reviewed and interviews conducted by a review committee, and a recommendation has been made to the board that Berlin Rosen is the firm which best meets the needs of the town of Easthampton. Resolved that Berlin Rosen is hereby retained for an initial term of 6 months at a rate not to exceed $10,000 per month, subject to extension upon mutual agreement.
Have a second?
Second.
All in
We
favor?
have discussion, please.
Jeff would like to discuss.
I just want to make a brief comment, and I understand I have to open it for discussion. To do it, I just wanted to say that as town board members, I think we all have to rely on plain speech, transparency, and candor in the board. And it's part of the job to speak in that manner on issues and I guess take the consequences for good or bad for what we do and say. I just think that's a fundamental part of the job of our jobs as council people. And I really don't think we need to add another layer between us and the public or focus on sound bites or managing the news. So I'm not in favor of this resolution.
Well,
Can I
we
just-
certainly, go ahead, Kathy. You want to
Well,
say?
I just wanted to say, we're not experts in social media, and during this, global, health crisis, we need help and assistance, and kind of to offload it to them to run the social media, Facebook, Instagram. That does not say that we are not going to be telling them what to post. It's just that we're not experts in that field. And I'm counting on their expertise to help us, bring in more residents that will follow our social media accounts so that they can be made aware in real time actions that the board is taking, because quite frankly, it's tough to keep up because, the guidance changes day to day. And I think that, having them run our social media accounts, the mechanics of our social media accounts will help us a great deal. And I think our community will be better served, because the one thing I do hear from folks, they are more communication, better communication at this time is indeed very helpful.
Thank you, Kathy. In terms of speaking with openness and candor, yes, that is something that's incumbent upon all public officials to do. And I don't think we have an issue with doing that. And I think the record is pretty clear on that. I think where we fall short is being able to reach all of the people within the township as quickly as possible. some people don't get the local papers. The local papers right now are not being circulated widely. There's an online presence. Not everybody is online. And then folks that are online, a lot of people get their news or information from social media platforms. And it's very clear to me in seeing some of the comments and the questions coming in on social media that people don't understand what the guidelines are in some cases. And that causes both anxiety for some and frustration for others. So I think, we cannot, over communicate, and hiring professionals that can help us reach the general public is critically important, especially in the midst of a worldwide pandemic. So, we did talk about this in several work sessions. This is something that was recommended also by the Business Recovery Group in order to get out to businesses and the general public alike what the safety guidelines are. So I fully support this effort. I don't know how long we'll need to continue it, but it certainly seems like an appropriate thing to be doing at this time.
And can I just say, could we amend this resolution in the first whereas clause? The town of Easthampton sought proposals at the recommendation of the Business Recovery Group, because I think that is an important.
Yes, I think that's an important point. They did send us a letter requesting this early on in the formation of that committee. So with that language.
Second as amended.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So you're in favor, Jeff, or?
No, you have to do a roll call.
Can we do a roll call, please, Carol?
Councilwoman Burke Gonzalez,
Aye.
Councilman Lees,
Aye.
Councilwoman Overby,
Aye.
Councilman Bragman,
No.
Supervisor Van Scoyac,
Aye, passed and carried. Jeff, if you'll continue with the resolutions.
Resolution 2020-633 is to schedule a public hearing on water quality improvement project funding. And it recites that in furtherance of the water quality objectives, the town of Easthampton issued a request for applications, and that the town proposes to award grants to 8 water quality improvement projects, wastewater treatment, in a couple of different locations, including the Montauk Library and Gardner's Marina and South Edgemere, and the Sag Harbor Episcopal Church, the Wayne Scott Sewing Society, to the relief of everybody who has to stay in that building, and Whalebone Village, which is a notable grant. And this resolution schedules a public hearing actually on July 2nd at 11 a.m. It has to be amended, I think, to 2 p.m.
Correct.
To take comment on the awarding of those grants. So as amended, I move the resolution.
Sure. Second as amended.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Passed and carried.
Resolution 2020-634 is to appoint a part-time environmental technician, Juliana Durier, in the Natural Resources Department, effective in the amount of $26,000. I'm sorry, is that an hourly rate of $26 an hour to be paid bi-weekly, and it would be effective June 22nd, 2020.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passed and carried.
Resolution 2020-635 is recommending an approval of Sag Harbor Water Quality Improvement Project funding. Again, these were projects recommended by the Water Quality Technical Advisory Committee, and in accordance with their recommendations, the town proposes to grant funds to complete stormwater management improvement projects in the amount of $82,000 and $17,000. They're both on one's on Bay Street, one's on Havens Beach. And that's it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution 2020-636 is to retain Clark and Marshall for the appraisal of property located at 130 Daniels Hole Road within the town industrial park, and the fee for that service is $1,500.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passed and carried.
Resolution 2020-637 is a notice to bidders. The bids are available. This relates to mowing grass at the airport property. The town owns approximately 70 acres of grassy area around the various structures, runways, taxiways, and the like. And the bids are available today, June 18th, 2020, and they are due back and will be opened on July 2nd, 2020.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passed and carried.
And resolution 220-638 is a budget modification in the assessor's office at the request of the chief assessor. We're moving funds from assessor subcontracting $2,000 to assessor advertising. And this has to do with the method that we're employing to operate the grievance procedure in the assessor's office.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried. 639 is to appoint seasonal custodians in the Parks Department at a hourly rate of $22. Christopher Daniels, Veronica Daniels, Jesus Yolanda, Noala Rodriguez, Ana Munez, David Osorio, Miguel Pinque, and Ryan Zwick.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried. 640 is to appoint student intern 2 to the Natural Resources Department. Isabel Peters, at an hourly rate of $16 per hour, effective June 22nd.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried. 641 is to appoint seasonal custodian in the Parks Department, Michael Kraus, and that's at an hourly rate of $21, effective June 19th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried. 643, grant maternity leave Ann Bell. And this is to grant Ann Bell 8 weeks paid maternity leave effective on a date to be determined.
So good luck with baby. And second.
Date to be determined. I like that part. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Passed and carried.
Supervisor, you're muted for a second. We lost your audio. Still have no audio, sir.
Audio from me?
Oh, yeah.
I can
now you're
hear
back.
him.
You're back.
All
I
right.
apologize.
Okay, let me go back. 644 is a budget modification for sanitation. This is moving $10,000 from the subcontractor line to motor vehicle repairs. This is for tires for equipment there.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carried. 645 is a budget modification, workman's compensation, moving $33,488 to the revenue line for insurance recoveries and putting that same amount into the expense line for workers' compensation.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried. 646 is a budget modification for the police department. And this is a uniform allowance of $5,000 to uniforms.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry, also on the next page it says 5,000 from vehicle fuel to maintenance of equipment. So it's 2. And I have a second. All
Second.
in favor? 6.
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried. 647 is to renew the agreement with Questica. And this is in the sum of $16,673 for services for the term August 30th, 2020 through August 29th, 2021, with $13,339.14 to be paid from budget account A1680, 54,623, and $3,333.79 to be paid from budget account B1680, 546.23.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Passed and carried. 648 is to amend the 2020 budget for public information. And this is moving $30,000 from contingency to public information, outside professional. This is a new line. Add $30,000 to that new line.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passed and carried. 649 is to approve the service agreement with Motorola, July through November 2020, and this is for emergency communications, the extension of that service agreement to carry us through till the time when the new system will be up and fully running, and that is not to exceed $100,994.65.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passed and carried. 650 is to approve the commencement action against the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation and Sand Highway LLC. And this is resolved that Whiteman, Osterman, and Hanna LLP is hereby directed to proceed with commencement of the aforementioned petition, complaint, and request for a preliminary injunction on behalf of the town of Easthampton, and to take all such steps that are necessary or proper in the pursuit of the petition and complaint against Sand Highway LLC.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passed and carried. Are there any other matters to bring before the board?
Mr. Supervisor, I just realized that I voted erroneously on 648, I believe it is, the budget amendment to, I think, fund the public relations company that we're hiring, and I would like to correct that and make my vote a no.
Carol, would you please change Councilman Bragman's vote to no on the budget amendment for public information?
Yes.
Thank you. Any other matter to bring before the board? David?
I do have one, Peter, also. Since we don't have a board meeting next week, I want to let the residents know that the town of Easthampton Sanitation Department has scheduled their stop day, which is the Stop Throwing Out Pollutants Day. It will be at the 260 Springs Fireplace Road at the Easthampton Recycling Center, Saturday, June 27th, 2020. Residents are encouraged to bring hazardous waste items such as oil-based paint, pesticides, stale fuel, chemical aerosols, thinners, urethanes, engine coolants, and flammable materials. A reminder, this program is open to the Easthampton residents only and we will not accept waste material from residents living outside the boundaries of the town of Easthampton. Residents desiring to participate in this program are encouraged to bring their hazardous waste to the recycling center. Hazardous waste will not be accepted prior to this event. Any other information for this, please contact the recycling center at 631-324-7197. Again, this is going to be June 27th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Can we put that up on our website, please, and make it maybe even an alert, because this is really one of only 2 days that the town does this, and it's really important to dispose of anything that's toxic, not down a drain and not down, on your driveway or any other place you think might be worthwhile, but it needs to go and be disposed of correctly. So
there's another opportunity for public relations firm to get the word out to the general public about something that's important, and we certainly do our best to get it up on the website. You want to just follow up with Joanne on that, Sylvia?
Okay.
I'll follow up. Yep, I got it, Sylvia. Thank you. Yep.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks, David. Anything else? I just want to say that tomorrow is Juneteenth, and I honestly never learned what Juneteenth was until I was an adult, because it was never really taught in school. And I think a few years back, I was looking at my calendar and it said Juneteenth. And I thought, what is Juneteenth? And I looked it up. And it was a day that General Gordon Granger arrived in Galveston, Texas, to announce that the Civil War was over and that all the slaves were emancipated. The Emancipation Proclamation I certainly learned about in school, but there was no attention really paid to that specific date. And tomorrow is that date. It's a date in which millions of African Americans realized legally their dream of liberty and the fulfillment of the country's constitution. And from that date forward, we are still struggling to ensure that all people are treated equally under the law. Democracy is an ongoing process, although it may be written on paper, it takes all of us to be active in our democracy in order to make it work. And with that being said, I will also note that tomorrow a group of local young people will be drawing attention to the inequities within our system currently. They're having a peaceful protest in Montauk for a little bit of time in the afternoon. And again, I'm encouraged to see young people getting involved, and we hopefully will see more involvement by the next generation in our democracy and in town government, in our local institutions as well. It makes our community stronger and safer and more equitable. So I just wanted to make note of tomorrow being Juneteenth. So we thank you, everyone. Be safe, be
Mr.
well.
Supervisor, we have one
Yes,
caller.
we have
on the
any
line.
other callers?
Yes, we have one
Yes,
new
let's
caller.
take the caller. Okay, great.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. Caller ending in 644. You're on the air.
Yep, this is Tim Brosnan. I was just listening into the meeting. Had Cheryl Ricker already spoken?
Yes, she has, Tim. And we discussed
I missed her. Yeah, we are trying to, just so you know, stay in front of this without taking up much of your time. We know you're supportive, and we know you've got 100 other things to do. And so we appreciate your support, and we'll keep doing the work on the ground and having dialogue with the board like this. And again, that was the purpose for me listening in.
Okay, very good. Thanks for taking the time, Tim, to call in and keep us in touch, with what's going on.
Okay, you got it.
Right.
And thank you for all your hard work. I know this is a tough time and going to be a tough summer, so we appreciate all your hard work.
Thank you so much. Stay safe and be well. Do we have any other callers, Jason?
We currently have no other callers on the line.
Okay, at this point, I'll take a motion to close.
A motion to close?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much, everyone. Enjoy your weekend. Be well.
All right.